Yay, we're back.
All right, now it's time for everyone's new favorite segment, and by everyone I mean maybe Tough Tony.
All right, so Ed, your DC guess is a Marvel for this week, which you've been doing all right, considering.
Last week wasn't that bad.
No, not at all. But I'm gonna throw the name Jennifer Walters.
Ooh.
Jennifer Walters.
Jennifer Walters may be an alias for a superhero, may not. But yeah.
Okay, but she's a girl.
Hang on. Let me
Babyface.
access.
You know what, man? He may have said that it was a guy.
It could be transitioning.
Yeah.
I'm going to access my anti-psychic link right now. Coming up with Jennifer Walters. Okay. All right, I got it. Jennifer Walters is a mutant.
First off, why is every guest immediately like a mutant? It seems like 3 or 4.
Well, that's like 50% of the Marvel.
Yeah, it's like it's either you were a mutant or you had a freak accident. It's one of the two.
You could be born with it. Oh, I guess
That's a mutant.
Maybe it's Maybelline.
So she's a mutant and she shoots yellow stuff out of her hands.
Yellow stuff.
Yeah.
Out of her hands.
Yes.
That's what-
Can you be more specific?
Is it the yellow stuff that comes out of
is
wounds?
Is it jism that is turned?
Well, all I know is when it's drawn on the page, it's straight yellow lines that go into someone and they react.
Come from her fingertips and they react in pain.
Yeah.
Do they go through the character?
Yeah.
They do go through the character.
Yes.
Is there blood?
No.
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 That's Kirby.
I don't think he knows what a Kirby Crackle. You know what a Kirby Crackle is?
That's a band, isn't it?
It is, but
It's a good nerd rock band.
See, Ed, you do know a lot about music.
Yeah, no, they talk about that in the comic geek show.
yeah, they did.
Yellow stuff shoots out of her hands.
Yeah, her costume is green and yellow, and she has
Black and yellow.
she's a brunette.
She's a brunette.
Yes,
Okay.
Jennifer Walters. Walters. I can't think of any other character that I know of in the Marvel universe who has that name.
Okay.
And she might have accidentally killed someone at some time.
So is she affiliated? Who's she affiliated with?
Well,
We all may have accidentally killed someone at some time.
she's
Maybe
in
many.
She's in the X-Men universe. She might not necessarily be with the particular X-Men. She might be with one of the other factions.
Okay.
But she's in the X-Men realm.
Okay. She's with the X-Yellow Shooters.
And she might have accidentally killed someone, but she blamed herself and didn't use her powers for a little while. And then some shit went down, and she reacted and went, "Oh no, I gotta help that person!" And the yellow stuff just shot out of her hands. I think, all right, I'm just gonna keep doing this since it's working for me. So.
And I'm a little concerned you're not taking this seriously.
No. This is the vision that is coming into my head.
Okay, now
Let us know when you're ready.
Golden Age, Silver Age, Bronze Age, Modern Age, Platinum.
She was
Platinum Blonde.
She was created in the early 80s, but did not really see a lot of major play in the comics world until the 90s. She was just like a background character. And then in the 90s, like the
That's actually the closest you've been.
Yeah. No, me and Tommy just looked at each other and went, whew. That's actually, yeah, no, he hit nail on the head with
Well,
that.
you started to tell me stuff, so right now I'm done. I'm done.
Arguably.
That's my piece.
You ready?
Yes.
She-Hulk.
Oh!
She's Bruce Banner's cousin.
She's a lawyer.
Well,
It has nothing to do with the fucking
I
X-Men.
said there was green in there somewhere.
She shoots nothing out of her anything.
What is her origin?
Oh,
She
no.
have like a blood transfusion?
Yeah,
Then again, we don't know. I mean,
No,
we'd have
she
to read-
shoots
we'd
girl
have to read-
power out of her hand.
We'd have to read her Marvel Max series to find out if she's a squirter.
Yeah. She was also naked jumping rope for the inside page. What book was that? But she's like jumping rope in like a bunch of panels.
I think that was a dream.
No, that's a book I had when I was a kid.
I don't remember.
No, you know what that is? That's Hembeck in fucking the FF roast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
She has
It's a
slept with
tree.
Juggernaut.
Yes.
That's her connection to the X-Men.
Yes.
She is a bit of a sleep around.
Yeah.
You'll learn about that when you go to York.
Has she ever accidentally killed someone and regretted it?
Maybe I don't know about regretting. And you were pretty close with that. Not really, didn't really have her heyday until like the 90s.
John Thompson's right. Vision.
Yeah, but Vision's a robot.
No, she ripped Vision in half after he killed a bunch of fucking people.
But then she killed him.
That wasn't on accident and she didn't regret it.
But she
And you can't
regretted
kill
it.
a robot. It's
Thank you,
factually
Joe.
impossible.
But it has a soul and personality.
She went savage.
Accident.
That became real.
So John Thompson,
Avengers.
If you killed Tiger's telephone, he would mourn.
So I would say, as far of all the ones so far,
That was-
I've been completely off.
Yeah.
The furthest off from center.
No.
I might have been closer with this than Squirrel Girl.
Yeah, you said two things that were like, pretty on point, but
Yeah.
you're getting there. You're getting there.
Yeah, just Diamond Joe Shack, just to give you some context. I said Squirrel Girl was created in the Silver Age and had a pink and purple costume.
Which isn't that like far off our ridiculous
That
shit.
is controlled.
But Squirrely Joe doesn't like that shit. Well, it's Joe. It should be Joe. What's her sidekick name? It's Joe. It's something
Oh,
Joe.
right. Her little squirrel.
Her
guy.
personal
Wait, hang
Yeah.
on. Squirrel Girl has a sidekick?
Squirrely Joe.
He's a
Yeah.
squirrel.
No, but it's her personal, like her pet squirrel.
Yeah.
She controls the
She's
squirrels,
badass.
but this is hers.
And then,
Wait, hang on.
Yeah.
All right, babyface.
He bit you in the balls.
Who wins in a fight? Squirrely Joe or Badge? From the Green Lantern Corps.
No, fuck Badge. Chip.
Chip?
He was there longer.
regardless.
Okay, but Chip's dead.
They have rings.
Nort.
Gumby.
They can speak. They can speak. They're at the level of Rocket Raccoon.
It's
that
just a
they can
little
speak.
green slab of clay.
What about Bzzz?
You'd be amazed at what Gumby could do.
What is Gumby supposed to be?
Gumby? He's just a
It's a
fucking
piece of
Gumby.
clay.
But I mean, like,
He's
He
a
can
piece.
walk into any book with his pony pal Pokey, too.
don't forget about Prickle and Goo.
That's right.
Yeah,
You have
I
a
was gonna
heart,
say
and
blockheads.
Gumby's a part of you.
But Pokey is.
I don't know.
He's a lovable children's character, goddammit!
I always thought he was like some kind of vegetable.
No, he's
No,
I know he's claymation, but
he's
like,
legitimately clay.
he's supposed to be something.
He's legitimately supposed to be clay.
Pokey like
he's made of
this
clay.
clay guy.
They were a bunch of people that probably did smoked a bunch of
Pokey's
weed
a
away.
clay horse. They're
Oh,
clay.
man. There are kids being raised not knowing what Gumby is.
I love the
I mean, I
Christmas
know
cookie.
what Gumby is.
This is what
I've
Jewish
watched
household
not
it,
you.
but I just-
Not you.
Fucking Jewish
I thought he was
households.
like, you know when you cut a
And there's
cucumber?
No,
his
and he
nemesis,
makes
do you know
Gumby?
do you know who his nemesis are?
No.
The blockheads.
Whatever.
Prickle, Goo, his other friends. Prickle
It's like you
and
should be a
Goo.
blockhead for Halloween.
No.
All right, let's move into our Socko topic. Socko, the topic this week.
My topic this week is my fucking Halloween costume, which I'm gonna be Gumby's prickhead. So what are you gonna be?
Wait, hang on. Is it classic Gumby or the Eddie Murphy Gumby?
No,
There's a huge difference.
No. There's Eddie Murphy Gumby was a man in a suit. I don't recognize that Gumby.
No, he was a lovable children's character, goddammit!
Right, he was playing like a black Jew. He was like a Sammy Davis's Gumby. That's way too far of a stretch for me. I'd rather believe in the actual ball of clay.
Yeah.
You don't think that Gumby was one of the chosen?
No, I don't believe so.
Child?
How would he keep a yarmulke on that fucking sloping frontal lobe? No way. Just slide to the ground.
Pins.
Pins. Yeah.
Mold
Absolutely.
You just stick it on his head.
He's made of clay. You just gotta push the pins into his head.
The more expensive yarmulkes you do use pins.
He's molding out
Baby
on the
face,
side of his head.
down to
This has
knowledge.
been Jew hour.
It's Jew. Whoop, whoop.
So my younger brother's loving Israel.
Hanukkah Charlie.
Hanukkah Harris.
Hanukkah zombie.
Yeah, exactly.
Hanukkah Harris.
So part of my topic was, I always wait till the fucking last minute to do these things, and then I strain my brain. Like every topic you've ever heard has literally been like within like 2 hours
Yeah.
before the Saul interviews and all that shit.
So, lot of
Half the
questions.
time I ask you what the topic is, and you say, give me 5 minutes.
Yeah, right, exactly. Or I'm working on something. Leave me alone. you know, and
Halloween's the worst and best time to procrastinate on something.
No,
Because in the end, it
true.
doesn't really mean anything if you didn't dress up.
I always
But it's so
wanted
much more
awesome
rewarding
costume.
when you did something awesome. Last year was the worst procrastination. How many months did I talk about being Jules and Vince?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
then
like I
there
got a
was no
haircut.
and then you did it wrong.
And then me and my
you
friends
take a
like
picture.
fucking squirreled around and like we got like just plain t-shirts and short shorts and guns.
I think you're using the word squirrel wrong.
Squirreled, like ran around like frantically.
Squirrel.
Joe, you smart.
I wasn't aware that squirrel to squirrel was a verb.
I've heard.
Thank you,
To
Joe.
waffle squirrel.
To
Squirrel.
gather
To
nuts in a
No,
winter.
to waffle is to sell comic books and flip flops and shorts.
No, but
So I figured tonight that I just have a story about an awkward situation I had once at a casino, and I would ask you guys to share any awkward situations. Doesn't have to be at a casino.
What does that have to do with Halloween?
Casinos.
No, it has nothing to do with Halloween. That's the genius of Socko Topics.
thank you.
Casino stories.
So I was at the Showboat Hotel and Casino. This was probably about a year and a half ago, and I was by myself, and I was sitting at a bar playing a Joker poker machine. I prefer the double bonus poker. Just so you know, I believe that those are the best odds. You get the best payout, and I was playing that, and it was me, and there was maybe about 5 other people around the bar, but right next to me because the other 2 machines weren't working, so I had to plop down next to this woman and this fella who I assumed were a couple, and started playing the machine, and the woman. She was kind of, I don't know, I figure like maybe like mid-50s. She had on like a bedazzled white baseball cap, way too much makeup, trying to just, she was a bit of a painted lady.
She was a rhinestone cat.
Yes,
Kind of person that
exactly.
owns sweatings with the oldies.
And she was sitting there drinking her drink, and there was this other very, he reminded me of Squiggy from Lenny and Squiggy, except he was wearing a khaki shirt and khaki pants. Yeah, and he was really, really into this woman, and he was probably paying for her game that she was playing in her drinks, and they were conversing. And she had a very, very odd accent that it almost sounded like she was putting it on, And at one point she turns to me and she says to me, she goes, how, your hair is so nice. How long does it take you to do your hair? And I was like, oh no, not long. I just, She's like, do you blow it? And I was like, yeah, I blow it out and you put it up. And any of you who know my hairdo or looked at YouTube or whatever, got this Jimmy Neutron thing going on.
Thank you for saying it.
And so she kind of like tries to keep the conversation going. I guess she's attracted to me or whatever, and she goes, "Oh, what is that on your neck? What do you have on your neck?" And I was like, "What? Over here? Yes, that tattoo. What is that on your neck?" And I said, "It's a snake and a strip of bacon," which it's Michael Kupperman's tale design for his little snake and bacon I have on my neck. And the bacon is saying, "I'm crisp, delicious, CBJ," and snake is saying, "Sss." So she's going, "Oh, snakes are, they're so scary. Some people keep them as pets, And I said, yeah, I'm aware of that. And she, I'm just trying to play my fucking game and have my drink. I don't want to be bothered with this woman. And she goes, some people, they keep pythons. Could you imagine having a python in your house? A python! And I was like, well, yeah, some people do keep larger snakes in their home. And she says to me, she goes, oh, let me ask you, why is your snake saying 5? And I said, why is my snake saying what? And she goes, the snack on your neck. Why is it saying 5? And she was over-enunciating and looking into my eyes with this longing, and saying that over and over again, 5. 5. And I'm like, I said, no. I said, those are S's. It's going. Oh, I thought it was the number 5. And it was saying 5. So that's my story. Anybody else have any stories?
How did I never hear that story before?
It's funny because I texted Joanna, and I was like, I'm having a big problem coming up with a Socko Topic. She's like, why don't you tell the story about the fucking snake woman? And I knew exactly what she was talking about. So, yeah. There you go. 5.
I think we have our episode title.
What?
5.
That's a good casino story.
So anybody have an awkward story? No?
Oh,
come on, Joe Shack. You got a bunch.
I gotta rack my brain.
I have some awkward dealing with customers at Staples stores.
Anybody but Ed?
Stick to the topic of casinos. I'm not going to go into the story because the story's not interesting, but I'm banned from 2 casinos in Vegas for life. Because the story itself isn't as good as the outcome.
This is very interesting.
So tell it very quickly.
How none of us known about this?
Wait, what are the 2 casinos?
The Venetian and the Palazzo.
What? Are you fucking hunter?
Wait, the Venetian and the what?
And the Palazzo.
Do you mean the Bellagio?
Palazzo.
Bellagio. No, it's
There is no
the Bellagio.
Bellagio.
Is that
The one with the dancing fountains?
Yeah, it's the Bellagio.
That's the Bellagio.
Is that the mother hotel of the Venetian? It's the Palazzo.
Yeah, they're all owned by Steve Wynn or whatever.
Bellagio.
No, because I'm only banned from the other one because they're
Waffle,
connected.
could you please Google Palagio Hotel
No,
and Casino
I'm just
in Vegas?
gonna stop with the amount of times I've read Fear and Loathing and watched the film that he goes to the Bellagio.
No, nobody
Yeah, they
goes
do.
to the Bellagio
in
in Fear and
the
Loathing.
book.
All right.
There's a lot more hotel talk in the
Just
book.
give us the
Fear and Loathing
They
was in
don't
the
go to the hotel.
70s.
Baby
Bellagio didn't open until like 2003, dude.
What's the film he goes? What's the second hotel then? But there's no Bellagio. He goes to the Bellagio.
There's a Palazzo.
All right.
Bellagio.
The Venetian Legendary Las
what were
Vegas
the
Suite, and then the Palazzo. Palazzo.
Okay. That's
Okay, so it's those 2.
There's no I there.
Okay,
Yeah,
I
the
thought
Palazzo.
there was an I. I thought there was an I.
okay.
It's Enrico Palazzo.
So why did you get kicked out?
Just
Drunk?
give us like the
Drunk?
No, I
technical
wasn't drunk at
reason.
all.
What'd you do?
No, because like
What the
okay,
fuck?
no. Like I said,
How old was she?
the story is not
Is it an
interesting.
Ocean's 11? type?
No, I wish it was. The story
On the
really is not
paperwork,
interesting at
what
all.
reason does
We'll
it
be the
cite?
judge of that. Tell it quickly.
Okay, fine. 2009, when I went on my road trip, went to Vegas. At the time, I had an expired ID, even though I still had my ID. 3 of my group of 5, 3 of them were playing at a table. Me and my friend Jimmy were playing slots. I don't care about gambling at all. I was just bored, so put money into slots.
You're a damn fool then, sir.
The guy,
Gambling is wonderful.
the security guard asked for my ID for whatever reason, and he was like, "Oh, this is expired. You can't play. You have to you have to leave." So I was like, "Okay, whatever." So me and Jimmy walked literally to the other side of the casino, and he says he wants to, still play slots. So I sit next to him, I'm bored, and I'm just like, "Fuck it." We're on the other side of the casino. I put $1 in. Like 5 seconds later, the same security guard pops up. He's like, what'd I tell you? And he's like, and so he asks my ID. He calls the head of security, and there's this whole big problem. They take my ID, they disappear for a bit. Then my other friends show up, like, what's going on? I'm like, yeah. So they took my ID. They said I can't be here, whatever. So they come back and they're like, you're free to go, but we're gonna take your ID. And I was like, this is the shitty thing, and you know that they were bored because they said I was free to go. They just want to keep my ID. I'm like, I have a plane to catch in a couple of days. I need a form of ID to get on the plane. And because I asked for my ID back, they took me to the back. I got.
Did they work you over?
The hotel security frisked me. Then the police frisked me. The police, compared to the hotel security, that's a big
They
difference.
got in there.
They grabbed that junk. They was like pat. It was like, whoa, police. And so I'm sitting there.
Maybe they thought you were saying police.
They empty all my pockets. They leave all my stuff out. But earlier that day, we were climbing a mountain, and for So for souvenirs, I kept a couple rocks. So
Rocks in your pocket.
so two of the security guards who were sitting with me are just like, why the rocks? And I was like, I took them from a mountain. We went to Mount Zion.
No,
And
you don't sound drunk at all.
no,
No, I'm just saying you don't sound like I took the rocks from the mountain.
and so like I hear them in the office, like they say my name, they say my address, they say my social. They confirm like in another room that I have a record for DUI. So all of these things, like, oh well, all of these things are me. You're correct. They come out and they're like, we have to ban you from the hotel. And the shittiest thing is, we were there for a half hour. We like just got this hotel suite that we spent like 20 minutes in, and so I get like
So you fucked everybody.
no, only I got kicked out.
So when did you sleep?
Your friends are like,
I'll tell them. Continue. So literally, I leave the office with 6 security guards behind me. I have this whole entire entourage of security guards. We pass by the
You must got
table.
laid that night because some girls are outside. They're like, "Who's this
Nah,
badass?"
if
I would have fucking played
oh
that up, man.
if only.
The single boy in Vegas.
But so I get asked, we pass.
Ah,
Baby face on the lamb.
We pass by the table that my friends are at, and all my friends, their jaws are just dropped like, what the hell's going on? And so the night security guard like bends down and he's like, do you like want me to tell your friends? And I was like, I'll tell them when I get outside. So they escort me outside. I get to the sidewalk and they're like, you actually have to cross the street because we own the sidewalk. I was like, the fuck? So like they watch me go
Can't
across
walk
the
next
street.
door.
yeah,
But
dude, you're lucky this wasn't like 1950s Vegas because they would have worked you over, man.
I'm sure. But like
Even
They would
casino.
have been like the hammer or the marshmallow.
in that area of Vegas, you're not allowed to stay on ground level to cross the street. You literally have to go up these stairs.
Oh, I
so
know.
like I had to go up these stairs, go across downstairs to cross the street, and just be like, fuck. So I call my friends. They work it out that they get they can't get their money back in the room, so they get a smaller room. And one of my friends says fuck it and gets a room in a different hotel with me. But I'm kicked out of the Venetian also because it's the mother hotel. And then I spent an hour outside, not even hearing from the rest of the group because they said fuck it and they continued to gamble. Yeah.
That's what I would have done.
I looked it up just because it was driving me crazy. I mixed up Flamingo.
Well, there you go.
Flamingo Hotel.
So
Thanks.
so I'm banned for life from 2 hotels.
I was in Vegas.
I hate to say it. I remember you telling me that in vivid detail when he did have his like paper ID.
And I remember like I kept a journal for the entire trip, and my only Vegas entry says 9/23. Fuck Vegas.
I think you're the only person I know that's banned from Vegas hotels, and to be that person in my life, it's pretty good.
I'm terrified though, like, 20, 30 years from now, like say I have kids, like one of them gets married and decides to like
I'm pretty sure you're gonna tell this story to a child, and they're not
okay,
gonna want to
fine.
go to the 2 hotels.
So someone important in my life like makes all these plans. It turns out it's one
Are
of
you
these
banned for
hotels.
life?
I'm
For
getting
life,
married
yeah.
there. For life.
Yeah, and in my head it's like, that's bullshit. I'll go there when I'm 50 years old and be like, Chris Herbis, banned, get out.
Dude, man, hotel security, like
No.
casino security in fucking Vegas and any casino is worse than the fucking CIA. They will remember you. and you will not
When was
be
the last time you
alive.
went to Vegas?
Huh?
When was the last time you went to Vegas?
2000.
Okay.
It's all owned by Middle Eastern sheiks.
So Vegas was fun.
Oh God, don't believe the hype.
Don't.
I've never been to Atlantic City. I did go to Vegas for the 2008
What do you do for fun?
National Forensic League tournament. I was chaperoning kids. No, here's the worst part. I was in Vegas and I was 20 years old.
Come on.
I was 20 years old, and because I'm a complete square, I didn't gamble at all.
Speaking of 20 years old,
Yeah, could you not gamble?
the last
21.
time
Yeah.
the last time I went to AC was my 20th birthday.
Yeah.
Never go to a casino for your 20th birthday
No.
because you can't do shit.
No, like what?
Well,
It sucks.
if you don't have an imagination, you can do shit.
I get kicked off of the casino floor just for existing.
You just gotta carry yourself differently.
Was it the Palazzo? This asshole.
No, I have no.
Palazzo. Say it right.
Plaza. Okay.
Unfucking real.
Anyone else have cool stories?
I don't know, the first story that came to mind when you were just telling something, well, it isn't about me though. I was like with the person when they did this. It was a night of like doing a bunch of like after a bunch of psychedelics in like Coney Island Beach. We're walking around. It's like 5:30 in the morning, so you know people are just starting to roll about their day. We're wide awake. We have nothing else to do. And my friend Matt just finds this old Asian woman pushing a cart, and he just gets right up to her and starts screaming in her face, "Who the fuck are you? Leave me the fuck alone. Everywhere I go, every day you're there. You're there and you won't leave me the fuck alone. I'm just asking for a day of fucking peace. Just one day." He's screaming this though. The woman's just kind of like looking over her shoulder, just like, what's happening? Like, what's going on? I don't get this. He wasn't like physically getting angry.
The bag
Just,
lady
like,
said this to your friend?
no, my friend was screaming this to the bag lady.
Oh.
And then he
How do you
just,
know she was a bag lady? She had a cart. How does that mean she's a bag
well,
lady?
I just the term that I know what Joe's trying to point out.
Yeah.
But and then that goes on, like we're just kind of standing there. We don't want to laugh. We're also kind of like freaked out that she's gonna call somebody, like that our friend's just yelling, and then he just goes, "Oof, actually I have no idea who you are. I'm sorry about that, miss," and walks away. Like just, oh wait, no, you're not the person I thought you were. Whoops. And then we went and sat.
Come on, Tiger, you've got to have a story.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of something good, but I don't know.
This is gonna be ridiculous things.
I can think of several ridiculous things that have happened to you.
Pick one, I'll tell it.
That's my favorite piece of dead air ever. Is after that statement.
Well, you thought you were having meat stew last night, but it turned out it was beef stew.
No.
Meat stew?
That's what I was describing.
Listen, Sarah cooks with Tiger on Tuesday nights, right?
I'll bring you a text.
So Tiger, I asked Tiger, what's Sarah making you? And he says, I don't know, like a meat soup.
No,
No, you said soup. Mama said it too. Why you said soup?
I don't recall this.
Soup is not a
Meat
meal.
soup is I don't recall hearing soup. I remember
Like a
this
broth
question
and some
from last
chunks of
night.
beef. No, Sock, you don't like a light broth and some chunks of beef?
Whoa, where's the text? That says meat
He
stew.
gave up.
Did it say soup?
I didn't say soup.
But you said, and we said, well, what's in it? You don't have a pork.
No, I didn't know. All I was told was meat. I don't fucking know. I don't ask questions. I just get what I fucking get.
You don't ask to get dessert. Just like my 5-year-old tells me, you get what you get and you don't get upset.
That's right. Oh, kids are so smart.
It's not just someone, it's Sarah, Brown Sarah.
Yeah, brown there.
So what was in it? Come on, describe
Kind
this.
of beef. There was carrots.
Some kind of beef?
I don't think.
Was it tender?
I'm gonna be on Tiger's side for once. I don't know if he knows every cut of beef.
No, it wasn't cubed.
Well,
Was it shredded?
no, it wasn't
It
shredded.
was a cube. It was a cube steak
It
then.
was, yeah.
Was it thick?
Carrots.
It was thick.
Was it
yeah.
delicious?
It was pretty good.
Was it over like a noodle
No, there
or?
was carrots and onions.
Did
and
she slow
potato
cook
in
it?
there.
So it was just there,
And like a
there
brown
wasn't a
gravy.
base to it. There wasn't like potatoes or something, like mashed
No, there
potatoes.
was.
Good old fashioned beef stew.
Yeah.
It could have been cooked a little longer.
Oh. With the
Well,
potatoes on
Tiger
top.
knows, Tiger knows she doesn't listen to it.
Yeah.
No, she does actually.
I'll give Tiger meat stew. That's not a crazy.
I can edit that out if you want. Although now that I said that,
I remember one time I was at a cousin's wedding, and they're born again Christians, and it was at like this VFW hall type thing, and there was a lot of the regular wedding traditions weren't there. There was no booze, which right away made it a really shitty fucking wedding, and they came around with our choices, and they said chicken, fish, or beef. And I remember my sister saying, well, what kind of beef is it? And it was like this pimply-faced, like 16-year-old kid, and he goes, I don't know. It's kind of like and he's making this with his hands.
it's like it's a 3-foot sub.
It's kind of a beef. Maybe a loaf. Maybe it's a loaf. He says to her, and she's like, so maybe it's a meatloaf? No, it's not a meatloaf, but I think it's like maybe a beef loaf. And my sister's like, no, I'll have the chicken. But the funny thing is that people who were like on the other side of the dance floor, everybody else got like meat, like they were down with the beef. But like on our side, where this fucking schmuck was serving, everybody got chicken and fish and didn't want to fucking like people who hated chicken and fish were just giving a fucking fish.
I want to make beef loaf for everybody now.
Yeah.
I want to make a beef loaf. Yeah.
Sarah, make me beef loaf tonight.
Does that mean that Friday night or Saturday night this will happen?
It's your job to supply the beef loaf.
In York, Joe Shack will be
that's
putting
the
his
title of the
beef loaf
podcast.
into some Yorkshire pudding.
Go Shaq.
Joe, do you have any good stories?
Joe, don't go to England.
Don't you have a girlfriend?
I do have a girlfriend, so I will not be doing
That's
that.
free,
No, we're not.
They're gonna be gone for a year.
No, we're not.
He's gonna be gone for
No,
a
I'll
year,
be back
but
at Thanksgiving.
You can't take a 1 year hiatus.
Anyway, I have a
Pause.
short but awkward story.
Or as they call it in England, the day of the turkey.
yeah. Are you gonna cry on 4th of July and wave an American flag to yourself?
I support British reclamation of the United States.
Fuck you.
Perfectly.
I don't care, as long as you spend your money here, you can do it.
It's not unreasonable for them to have taxed us.
Alright, what's the story?
Anyway, it's just like a weird, awkward story. I was at my cousin's wedding, and it was like,
Socko just laughed from all the way across the room.
and it's not
Thanks,
even
Ed.
overly funny. It was just like a weird thing that happened in that, like, during the proceeding, it was like a Catholic wedding, and it was in like church, and as the process is occurring, the priest is like, okay, these two people are married. Everyone raise your right hand in like supplication or whatever.
Oh, the offering.
And everyone, yeah, but
yeah, everyone just sees.
everyone, everyone's everyone in the church except for me, my dad, and my sister. And it's a whole church full of people like, oh my god. Dad and my sister and I look at one another and we're like,
Usually when that happens, you'll put your arm out, and it won't be the Zagai, it'll be like midway,
Stop doing that,
and then the priest
Hey,
will
put your
just
fucking
keep
hand down.
talking, like, 20 minutes, and your hand will just get lower,
Andrew, why did
Who
lower,
at the table
Why
with
did
blue
I-
eyes? Who at the table with blue eyes? You're half the race. You're half the
Yeah.
master race. Come on.
yeah, so that was pretty awkward. But
Yeah.
whatever.
Alright.
Here you go, Joe. I thought you'd like a banana. Served up on an American plate.
Can I actually eat this banana?
While he's eating that banana, let's
Don't do it from the bottom.
No, this is actually the top. This way you don't get any. Oh,
Yeah, see, that's how Tiger opens it too.
You're afraid of
That's
the,
the proper way
are you
to
afraid of
open
the
a
fiber?
banana.
You don't want the fiber strands on your
Then you
banana?
get the little-
Fuck.
Mama,
get that.
It's still edible. It's still banana.
I do it that way.
Well, while Diamond Joe, Shaq, Jones
Take your
enjoys their
shirt off.
banana, let's hear some commercials.
Yeah.